Now the Supreme Court has taken away the 50-year constitutional right to an abortion. Democrats in Congress need to see what exactly they can do, what laws they can pass to restore and protect the right of access to reproductive care across the country. One senator pushing for that, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Democrat of Massachusetts, joined me now. First, Senator, I know you've been very outspoken today and at protests. I want to just get what you're thinking and feeling right now, 10 hours after this decision was handed down.
So look, I am furious. I am furious because an extremist minority, 6 justices of the United States Supreme Court, think that they have the power and therefore the right to impose their personal, moral, and religious views on the rest of an unwilling America. That is wrong, and that is why I am in this fight, and that is why millions of people across this country are going to be in this fight. The Supreme Court does not get the final word here. We will put a stop to this.
Well, what does that mean? Why have they not? I mean, I think a lot of people feel like they have, at least for the short term.
Sure, they have for the short term. And that means we have to respond in the short term. That means that right now, and you've been talking to people who are doing it all across this country, we need to be helping women who are pregnant right now, women who get pregnant next week or next month and need help because they live in one of the states that is banning abortion. And we should be doing that. Volunteering time, volunteering money. We also are calling on the President of the United States to use all of the administrative tools that are available. Right now, medication abortions are more than half of all abortions in the country, not a clinical procedure. But there are a lot of restrictions on access to that medication that are not medically necessary. I would like to see the president loosen those up. There are other places the president could act to dampen the ability of these companies to track women who travel out of state to an abortion clinic, to provide funds for people who are traveling, and to look into the use of federal lands to be able to create opportunities for people who need access to abortion to get it. So that's the thing we need to do in the interim term. President could get that up and running in a matter of weeks. The third thing we need to do, though, is to be focused on the election coming in November. And we need to be laser focused. Remember how we got here. We got here not because the Republicans said, let's debate abortion and let's go with majority rule. We got here because a concentrated small group intensely focused on this issue, and they voted on it and voted on it and voted on it. Now, this time, for the first time in November 2022, Roe versus Wade is going to be on the ballot for everyone, Democrats, Republicans, independents, and this is our chance to be heard at the ballot box. Right now, we need to be asking every elected official up and down the ballot, where do you stand on Roe versus Wade? And if you're not willing to speak out, then you're not somebody I would want to vote for. We also need to ask everyone who's running for the United States Senate, are you willing to get rid of the filibuster so that when we get another senator who is willing to make Roe versus Wade the law of the land, we can actually get it done. So we've got a lot of plans here, a lot of work to do. Nobody is giving up. We take this anger, we take it and channel the energy of it into protecting the people across this country who need us. Chris,
that point,
understand this. You know who's going to be hurt the hardest in this? I lived in a world where abortion was illegal. Now, people still got abortions. Well-to-do women who could travel to another state, who could go to another country, they still had access. Other women still tried. They ended up scarred for life. They ended up, some, taking their own lives rather than facing a pregnancy that they could not bear. Today, the consequences of this decision will fall hardest on poor women. It will fall hardest on women of color who already face higher maternal mortality rates. It will fall hardest on mamas who already are working 3 jobs to support the children they have. It will fall hardest on 14-year-olds who are raped by their uncles or their coaches. That's who's going to pay the real price today. And that's why we have to decide as Americans, Are we just going to say, well, now I despair, now it's over? Or are we going to say, Supreme Court doesn't get the last word? In a democracy, we get the last word. It's time to get in this fight, and it's time to make real change on behalf of everyone in this country.
Senator Elizabeth Warren of the state of Massachusetts on a brutal and long and difficult day. Thank you so much for making some time for us tonight. I appreciate it.